Yo, my music interface has died. But fear not, because here is the Focusrite Scarlett 18i8 to the rescue. I'm Brandon, and this is another SOC review. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go. It's another exclusive. SOC and Marlo. Let's get it. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Remember when I just a tadpole?
So I was in the market for a new audio interface for my music recorder. I had a Duet for nearly 10 years, but it finally had one of the mic inputs fail. So there I was, searching and researching. When I get a piece of gear, I typically roll with it until the wheels fall off. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But it broke, and it's upgrade time. Some of you all may recall I recently picked up the Sound Devices MixPre 3.2 field recorder. I reviewed it here, and I could have certainly used it as an audio interface for my computer, but I wanted to use that as a flexible field recorder for my video studio setup. You can see it here on my new studio portable rig, and it's recording me right now. So instead, I wanted to keep a dedicated USB interface for my computer desk to replace my Apogee Duet 2. As you know, my audio interface is the absolute key for creating my audio media. I primarily use it to connect my microphone and my MIDI keyboard to my computer for when I'm producing or recording music. SOC. I quickly narrowed down the choice to Focusrite, which has had two series of interfaces, the Scarlett and the Claret. The Scarlett is the base model and the Claret is the higher end model. You can see some of the differences listed here. I chose the Scarlett because honestly, I didn't hear much difference between the quality of the preamps, which was the touted difference between the models, to be honest. The 18i8 is the unit I selected because it had the right number of inputs I needed. 18 inputs, 8 outputs. But to be clear, it's more than what I need, but there may be some scenarios in the future where it would be beneficial to have a few more inputs and outputs. Specifically, podcasting with up to 4 people directly into my audio interface in Apple Logic. And secondarily, collaborating with music production here with some of my colleagues and my boys who might have additional instruments like guitars or hardware or drum machines, etc., etc. There are multiple tools to help identify the right interface, and Focusrite website has done a really good job of walking people through that process. I'll leave a link in the description of the video that clearly laid out the model differences that solidified my choice. There were also a couple of pleasant surprises I learned along the way, as I now recorded about 4 songs since getting it all set up. One of these good surprises was the air functionality. This presents a more analog type sound through the interface, although the signal is still digital. The air has really brightened up my vocals on audio tracks, which I do really like. And given the frequency of my voice, it really does make a difference. But back to the primary needs, because it's all about the requirements. My interests were as follows. I wanted great preamps, 2 headphone points for recording and mixing together, balanced and line mic inputs with phantom power, and 4 of them all in front, MIDI I/O for the devices, and multiple outputs. There are also a couple of professional touches for this model. The visual cue for good audio gain is great. There's a green ring that lights up whenever your signal is good coming through, and if it turns red, you're clipping and need to turn the gain down. The build quality is very good, both for the components as well as the exterior hardware. There's a good software mixing capabilities that comes with it to route the inputs and outputs wherever needed. It's also important to note that there's a software channel through which you can also pass audio from the computer as a separate channel that would be great for podcasts if you want to, for example, have a caller and run that straight into a separate channel on your DAW like Apple Logic, instead of having to get in and mix it out or make sure that the audio is crisp and perfect. It's pretty similar to the Mix Minus for those audiophiles out there. There are a couple of unreleased tracks. I'll play a little bit of audio for you right here just to give you a sense.
Spirit got me swole on this beat. Ice grills like they go against me. You're too close, I need 6 feet. Don't matter what the load is against me. Now a brother grown, you can send me. Lifestyle has been chosen to then reach. Focus on the flow when the kid speaks. It's hard to ignore when the pen teach.
Focusrite has the setup down to a science for those looking to make the install and user setup simple. There are YouTube tutorials that are very step-by-step, and they even walk you through different types of software, whether it's Logic or Pro Tools, etc. The package also comes with software extras that also may be of benefit. I'm all about the cable management these days, and there's a perfect mount that works right with my desk setup. You can check out more about the highly recommended desk that I like here, but this one fit right underneath. So final thoughts, extremely happy. For those who don't need so many inputs, I'd still recommend Focusrite. So far, it just works. I also like that it can be upgraded and just daisy chained for more inputs and outputs or I/O are needed. As always, thanks for checking in with the review. Appreciate the subscriptions. Thank you for the channel growth, man. Y'all have been showing mad love. It really goes a long way. Y'all be safe and be blessed. Peace.
Yes, hands up, back and I can't front. Shackles, they ain't much. When tackled by his love, I'm free. Say what? What kind of theme is this? Hard to understand, but playing to see the king is here now. My routine is just kicking it right, you committed like times two, seeking your fine.